August 9th. August 9th is the day the Indian people launched the Quit India movement to throw the British out. It's the same August 9th. The Indian people, the Indian working class is launching a movement to throw the BJP, the Sangh Parivar and the Modi government out of power. And we want not only to throw the Modi government out of power, but also the clutches of corporates on the state and on the government to be thrown out. So we are launching a movement on August 9th, the day of Quit India. Dear friends, the Modi is talking about Atmanirbhar Bharat. What is this Atmanirbhar Bharat? The self-reliant India. What is self-reliance? If the private monopoly capitalists, if the rich people in the country, if the industrialists in the country, if they have money, they should put the investment into new industries. They should generate employment. They should open newer and newer industries. Rather, how can handing over the Indian people's wealth to the private capitalists, private industrialists be Atmanirbhar? How can it be self-reliance? So this every Indian citizen should question this. There cannot be any self-reliance by selling the entire country, by selling the entire national wealth, by selling all the public sector. There cannot be any self-reliance. Dear friends, you know that the amount which was being generated by the public sector in the country in 2018-19, it was 3.69 lakhs crore, which was 1010 crores more than the amount which produced in the previous year. But the Modi government, how much is it planning to earn out of selling the public sector? It is only 2.1 lakh crore for 2021. So as for the public sector enterprises survey 2018-19, it says there are some 249 central public sector enterprises in the country which is operational under 5 broad sectors. And these public sector employ more than 15 lakh people directly, 15 lakh workers directly. And you know, there are more than 4 times the workers employed in ancillary industries and various other firms. But the central government is planning to sell all this public sector to the private. Disinvestment, wholesale privatization, that is the strategy being adopted. Petroleum, crude oil, coal, power, steel and mining, everything is going to be privatized. And you know, the entry of FDI, foreign direct investment, that is to the tune of 100% is being allowed. And as on date, State Bank of India is the largest bank in the country. Life Insurance Corporation remains the market leader in the life insurance industry. Coal India is the world's largest coal company. And these are all making profits. And Modi government wants to sell all of them, all the profit-making industries. Indian Railways is transporting more than 23 million people every single day. And Modi government is planning to allow private operations in 151 train routes and services which are highly remunerative. And how is it going to happen? The private industries are being fed by the infrastructure which is constructed by the Indian Railways for more than 100 years. So this is being offered on a platter to the private industries by the Modi government. So this is what we are opposing. Defense, there are some 41 ordnance factories. All are being handed over to the private companies. Port and dock, coal, Air India, banks and insurance, space science and atomic energy, everything is going to be privatized. This is the kind of situation we are facing. The entire country is being handed over to the private companies, corporate companies. You know, The entire country, entire people, they are sinking into poverty. But you know one fact, that there are some few people in the country who have become, not only they are part of the top 10 billionaires in the world, but also they have got elevated to the 6th place of the top 10. Who is that? Mukesh Ambani, one of the closest friends of Modi. So when the people are sinking into poverty, it is the corporates, it's the people like Ambani who are increasing their wealth. So the pandemic is being used as a ploy, as an excuse to develop the big, rich and the powerful in the country. This is what we are opposing it. See the situation of unemployment in the country. The pandemic has impacted more than 555 million people in the country, as per the government data. In India, the unemployment rate reached 27.1% in May, early May, and nearly 122 million Indian people, Indian workers, Indian employees lost their jobs between March and April, according to the Center for Monitoring the Indian Economy. Further, 37.5 million students have been out of campus. So where is the employment for them? The unemployment is skyrocketing. And unemployment has become a very major issue. How can we solve it? Can it be solved by handing over all the public enterprises and the national wealth to the private hands? Or by generating new employment and new industries? How it can be tackled? But the Modi government has no idea about it. Please see the wage cut. Wage cut for Indian employees and workers and even IT professionals, that is ranging from 5% to 60%. This is according to the Center for Monitoring the Indian Economy. And 48% of the active job seekers and 43% of full-time professional, they are all impacted, they are all affected. They don't know where to go for employment. They have to live with all the wage cut, salary cut. So what is it actually doing? What is it actually happening? And researchers from King's College London, Australian National University published the newspaper with the United Nations University World Institute for Development Economics Research. They have submitted a paper. The paper says the pandemic will push another 1 billion people to the extreme poverty. And it is expected that more than 500 million per day will be lost by the poor people in the world. So the increase in global extreme poverty also is estimated that half of them will be in India, regardless of the contraction and other scenario. So it is in this scenario, where there is a extreme poverty, when people are being pushed into poverty, when the unemployment rate is going high, and it is the government, it's the Modi government which is planning to sell the entire country, entire public sector, all the national assets, national wealth to the private. So this is the point which is being opposed by AICCTU, All India Central Council of Trade Unions, and also in shoulder with all other trade unions in the country. And we have declared August 9th as the day of protest. The August 9th, the day of Quit India movement, as the day of protest, with the slogan, Free India from the clutches of Modi Shahi. Free India from the clutches of Modi Shahi. Intensify struggle to build a people's India. Modi's self-reliant India is nothing but a hoax, a recipe for selling India. So workers are launching a Save India campaign against Modi's Sell India campaign. So our slogan is Save India, Save Constitution, Save Democracy. Save workers, save jobs, save rights. Save nation's resources, save public sector. This is the slogan in which AICCTU and all the trade unions in the country are marching for a struggle it kind of a non-cooperation, struggle of non-cooperation by all trade unions on 9th August to save workers and save the country. We appeal to the working class in the country to come forward to raise their voice of protest on the day of August 9th, the Quit India movement, to throw the BJP, the Sangh Parivar and Modi and also the corporates out of the state power from the seats of power. Inqilab Jindabad.